Hello, this is Peter B, and I am doing a video response for Eddys Cardboard Chaos. He wanted us to come up with a human interest story, someone who overcame odds to either become a major leaguer or come back to be a major leaguer. I decided to do Tony Conigliaro. I did speak about Conigliaro a little bit already in my Boston Red Sox top 50 players, but this video is just going to be about Tony Conigliaro. What you're looking at right now is the 1964 Topps rookie card of Conigliaro. He shares his card with Bill Spanswick, but there's Tony on top. And there's the back of it. So, Conigliaro played with the Red Sox from 1964 to 1970, and then once again in 1975. Conigliaro signed with the hometown team and made his debut in 1964, soon after he turned 19. His very first at-bat in Fenway, very first pitch, he hit a home run over the Green Monster. His Little League days had foreshadowed this as his first Little League at-bat. He homered over the center field fence. His 24 home runs in 1964 set the record for most home runs by a teenager. He led the league in home runs in 1965 with 32 and became the youngest player to do that. Okay, back to some more cards. This is his 65 Topps Gold Cup. His second Topps baseball card. And this is the back of it. Very nice card. And this is the 1965 home run leaders for the 1964 season. And there he is. Tony Conigliaro did lead the league. Norm Cash and Willie Horton followed. And there's the back, showing Conigliaro of Boston leading the league with 32 home runs. And let me just show you a couple more. I'm going to skip ahead to these seasons. This is the 1966 Topps card. And there is the back of it. And here is the 1967 Topps card of that Red Sox Impossible Dream season. And here is the back of it. Okay, moving on. He hit his 100th home run on July 23rd, 1967, and became the youngest player to do that at the age of 22. Conigliaro became a young star on the field and a hot throb off it. When on the road, manager Dick Williams assigned a veteran roommate to keep Tony on his toes. But Dick Williams wrote in his autobiography, "I never saw him. Not late at night, not first thing in the morning, never. I was providing veteran influence to a suitcase." Back in 1965, Tony had become a local pop star as he recorded a couple of singles. On the field, however, he was all business, continuing to put up good numbers, but he always crowded the plate. On August 17th, 1967, Tony's partner in the music business, Ed Penny, was visiting his son at Ted Williams' baseball camp. Ted happened to be there and took Penny aside because he wanted to pass along advice to Conigliaro. He said, "It's getting serious now with the Red Sox." At this point, the Red Sox were only 3 games out of first place. Getting serious now, the Red Sox. Oh, he told them to back off the plate. Do not crowd the plate. It's getting serious now with the Red Sox. Penny said he would tell him as he was going back to see Tony the next night. As Ted was walking away, he turned back and yelled, "Don't forget what I told you. Tell Tony, back off, because they'll be throwing at him." Penny did tell Tony the next night when he saw him before the game. But Tony was in a slump and told his brother Billy he couldn't back off because the pitchers wouldn't take him seriously. "If anything, I'm going to go closer and dig in." Playing for the California Angels that night, the 4th inning, a fastball struck Tony in the face, just missing his temple. It hit his left eye and cheekbone. He was fortunate to escape with his life. Here is what Sports Illustrated cover just after that occurrence. You see Tony really took a shot right in the left eye. Tony had to sit out the rest of the 1967 season and miss the 1967 World Series. In 1968, he tried to reposition his head so his right eye would see the pitcher release the ball. But he tried in spring training to make a comeback in 68, but he just couldn't see well and sat out the whole 1968 season. In 1969, he tried to make a comeback once again. He made the team and actually hit a homer on opening day. This is his 1968 card. He couldn't play that season, but Topps had made a card of Tony. This is just after the American League Championships for the Red Sox. And this is the back of it. It says, "Boston fans are pulling for a complete recovery for Tony in 1968. Well, he couldn't make it back in 68, but he did make it back in 69 by altering his batting stance. So the right eye, who is the one closest to the catcher, as you see in this picture, in this card, could catch the rotation and spin on the ball and see it leave the hand, where his left eye really couldn't do that anymore. This is 69. And there's the back. He put up good numbers that year in 1969 and won the Comeback Player of the Year. Tony also put up good numbers in 1970. This is his 1970 Topps card. And And this is the back of it. And this is the 1971 card for the 1970 American League RBI hitters. And you can see Tony came in second with 116 RBIs behind the league leader, Frank Howard. So he played well in '69 and won Comeback Player of the Year. And then another year he played well in 1970 and put up some good numbers. But the Red Sox could tell his vision was getting worse and traded him after the 1970 season. This stunned the Red Sox fans. He was hometown boy on his way to maybe a Hall of Fame career, had won Comeback Player of the Year and still put up good numbers. But the Red Sox could tell by medically side of him, he just wasn't ever going to be the same. So in 1971, he played for the California Angels. And this is his 1971 Topps card. And the back of it, 1971. Playing for the Angels, his headaches returned and vision worsened. He was not putting up good numbers, and he retired on July 9th, 1971. Tony sat out 1972, 73, and 74, but he did keep in shape. In 1975, he asked Boston for a comeback. He did well in spring training, and he made the club and was the starting DH on opening day. And this is an art card. Topps did not make a baseball card. So this is the only Red Sox 1975 card that I'm aware of. And it is an art card. I think it's AECO art or something like that. But he did make the club, but it wasn't working out. He was batting only .123 on June 11th. The Red Sox just acquired Denny Doyle and needed to make a roster spot for him. So Tony was optioned to AAA Pawtucket. In Pawtucket, he still had a hard time seeing the ball at the plate and was now dropping fly balls in the outfield. Tony decided he should retire for good and did. Now, out of playing, he became a broadcaster, first in Providence and then in San Francisco. In 1982, Tony learned that longtime Red Sox announcer Ken Harrelson was leaving his job as color commentator with the Red Sox, station TV 38. Tony interviewed for the job on his 37th birthday, which was January 7th, and he got the job. On January 9th, his brother Billy, who also played for the Red Sox, was driving him to Logan Airport as Tony had to go back to California and pack things. On the way to the airport, he had a heart attack in the car. He was rushed to the hospital, but had suffered irreversible brain damage. Tony lived another 8 years, but died on February 24th, 1990. So that is someone who came back from this horrible beating. Had to sit out the rest of the season, miss a World Series, which might have allowed the Red Sox to win if he was in full physical condition. and sit out the next season. Came back in 1969 and actually put up good numbers and won Comeback Player of the Year. And the next year, 1970, he put up another year of good numbers. But the injury finally took his toll. He was never the same, finally retiring. And then the tragic story how he almost became the Red Sox color commentator on TV, but had the heart attack. So, thank you for watching. Bye.